Explain it to me like I'm a 5-year-old. In fact, please explain it to me like I'm a 2-year-old. Explain this world to me. Try to help me make sense of what's going on around me. I'm trying desperately to understand South Africa. I'm trying desperately to understand what's happening in my business, in my family, in my marriage, in my relationships. Please explain it to me like I'm a 2-year-old. Does it sound familiar? We're trying to make sense of the world that we live in. And if we are unable to make sense of the world that we live in, how can we act effectively in it? If we are unable to make sense of the world that we live in, how can we help others, our kids, to make sense of it? If we can't understand the world that we live in, if we can't make sense of the world that we live in, the world that we live in becomes a very, very scary place. In the next few weeks that we are going to journey together, we're going to consider this question. How can I make sense of the world around me in a way that I impacted for good? The key that we're going to use in this discussion is this concept. In my opinion, genuine Christianity is a way of seeing, understanding, and acting in this world. And that it's only genuine Christianity that can help us to make sense of this world. Seeing, understanding, and acting in a different way. These are the 3 themes that we are going to talk about. And maybe it will help you in your business, help you in your relationships, and help you in your family to change the world for good. Maybe you have kids, and maybe your kids are similar than mine, and trying to ask the question why, and the deeper question why, and the next question why. It's a good place to be, because the why question, the understanding question, is something that shaped the way that we not only see and understand, but in the end, the way that we act. You see, if we can't explain to ourselves what's happening, how can we explain it to our children? We had the situation the other day where my kids asked me the question why, and I was sort of fumbling and struggling and trying to explain what's happening in our country, trying to explain what's going to happen in December with the elective conferences. And the moment that I was able to understand it for myself, they were able to understand it. And then my little one went the next step, and he said, "Okay, Daddy, I understand it because you understand it, but what are you going to do about it?" You see, making sense of it helps us to do things differently in our country. And hopefully the next few weeks that we spend together will be a small shift in the way that we see, the way that we understand, and the way that we act slightly differently. And because we see and understand and act differently, hopefully, tears in our country might become laughter. Worry in our country might become certainty. Fear in our country might become peace.